Hello, everybody. Today on Every Day is Friday Podcast 365, we're joined by someone who's went through one of the wildest and most intense experiences ever filmed. Her name is Jessie, also known as Player 947 from Mr. Beast Games. Out of 2,000 contestants, she's made it all the way to the final six and finished in fourth place. She was one step away from winning $10 million. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, loved the intro. Thank you for that.
And for the listeners who may not be familiar with your line of work yet, can you give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, definitely. I'm mostly known for my mistakes, and other than that, just being nonchalant. That's what I've heard a lot from my own messages. Or people that I've met in person, they've told me a lot like, "Hey, you really don't care a lot." And I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, you missed a step to $10 million and you were just like, drop me. And I was like, well, there was a lot of emotion going on there, but I
Yeah,
guess
we'll
that
get all
that's
into that in the podcast. I mean, getting started, how did you
yeah.
end up getting picked to be on the Beast Games?
Oh, dude, it was so random. I was going through a lot at that point. Like I had a lot of friends pass away. I was like in a very toxic relationship. Like everything was just going wrong in my life and I was very depressed. I had honestly just taken like FMLA from work, which is just like legal time off to just take care of yourself. And my cousin was like, "Hey, you know what? We should sign up for Beast Games." I was like, "What is Beast Games? Like, what are you talking about?" And he tells me more about it. And I was like, "You know what? I think it would be so cool to just say that I tried out for something. So why not? I want to do a very MTV video." So I grabbed my rollerblades. We came to his apartment and I just threw myself into a pool with rollerblades, hoping I could swim out of it. Yeah.
No, it's so cool how you make a video and you're part of the biggest game show ever filmed.
Yeah. I just I didn't think like I was gonna get casted. I didn't think anybody was actually gonna look at my video. And I'm not too big like with YouTube. Like I didn't really watch too much YouTube growing up. And apparently my interview video was up for the longest, so like hundreds of people watched that. And it started off as a fun video and it started off just like me trying to, like do something that would better my mental health. And now, yeah, I out of 2,000 people, that's so insane. Like who let me go on there?
Yeah, what were you thinking when you showed up and you saw 2,000 other people competing for basically $5 million, but it turned into 10?
Oh my gosh. Well, we didn't realize that, the 5 million was going to turn into 10 million, but I just remember throughout the competition, just like seeing a lot of people like next to me and stuff talking about, oh, that's my money right there. That's my money. And me being like, yeah, good for you. Like you go get that. I'm like, I'm just content if I make it to the next stage or to the next stage. But not just that, before leaving, like my mom, she told me to just try to make the best out of things. We've never really had money. So if I came out with nothing, nothing would really change. It would just be, same old, same old. So I think that not having all that pressure on was also something that kept me cool throughout it all because it's oh my gosh, like, your mind when you're in there is just completely different. It's like, it's not even real.
No, I
Yeah.
believe you on that one, especially you. I mean, you were the most I want to put it like you're the biggest guest that had the most emotions because during the games, I mean, at the end, I'm talking about the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was shooting the ball at you. I mean, you did the actual course at the end and you misstepped, but I mean, just the emotions and the feelings going through your body must have been crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember I had like my jaw locked for like a really long time because apparently we were shooting for a couple of hours, if not like 3 hours. So I was, oh man, I feel like I went back to like my young self and like really thought about like, you know what, like I've always had to do things on my own. Like it's not like I it's not like I lack support from people, but I'm a first generation like Mexican here, so I was born in California, but all of the knowledge that my parents have are from Mexico. So I had to like start off a little bit more different. And not just that, like I've been homeless. I've starved before. And that mentality that you kind of get into where you're just like where you're wishing that like somebody extends their arm out to you, but you know that that's not coming. It's a lot. So being there with people that I like really cared about and like have them shoot at me, that was very traumatizing. It definitely took me back. And I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm nobody's favorite here. Like no one's gonna pick me, no one's gonna do this for me. So if I'm gonna go out, like I'm gonna go out fighting and I am hopefully going to go out by my own merits. That's what I remember thinking I wanted the most. So after I went down to complete the pattern, even though I knew it completely except for the first step, I just I felt so good, like I was like, okay, I can walk away with like my head held up high. Like, don't get me wrong, that was super embarrassing. But it was just kind of like I took myself out. Like I gave myself my own ending and no one can take that away from me. And I just yeah, it's so special to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I only can imagine the emotions you were feeling during that game. I mean, your back was
Yeah.
just cornered there when everyone was shooting right at you. There was no other option there, and you came
Yeah.
through, and you like you were saying, no option, and you pushed through it every time. I mean, making it to the top six shows you're doing something right. Did you go into it with any like game plan or strategy?
Dude, so I actually had tried to make an alliance with Courtney and Emma before we went into like I think it was before we went into episode 9 after JC had taken like that large sum of the money that we had all agreed to split. Um I was like, "Hey, you know what? Like the three of us, we should make a secret alliance and we should go all for it." And at that time, Courtney didn't want to have an alliance and Emma did not want to have an alliance either. So I was like, you know what? Oh man, it's just gonna be whatever it is. But as soon as I saw those tubes when we went in there, I was like, oh no, we are not gonna be shooting at ourselves. We're gonna be shooting at one another. Like, that's what they want right now. And I was 947, so anytime we were on those pillars, it seemed that it was safe like on the outskirts. So as soon as I saw like we were able to pick where we're gonna be standing, I was like, all right, let me get away from Jeff and Tawana. Those are not two that I want to be in between because they kind of had a loose alliance as well. And I just thought, okay, if anybody shoots at me, I'm gonna shoot at them, but I'm still gonna try to get an alliance. So we asked Courtney again, but at that time she did not want to have an alliance. So Emma and I were kind of just there, like, ah, okay. But as soon as Courtney got out, like I knew they were gonna come for me. And I'm a horrible shot. Like I remember one of the times I was trying to show Emma, like I wasn't gonna go for her, so I went for Jeff's, but it went to Emma's, and I was like, no. I was like, dude, I just suck. Like, but I couldn't tell her I just sucked, because then everybody would know. But in the end, it didn't make a difference because they were all still coming for me. It's just so many things go through your mind at that moment, and you have things planned out, but it's like you have other people that are also like playing their own moves and trying to do their own thing. Like to me, Tawana played that the best. Like, she was always an ally to everybody. And yeah, because she wasn't even like getting attacked like at all. Like nobody ever shot for Tawana if you notice that. Like before we got like the first person out or even like the second person, like Tawana was not even an option. I think that if Jeff would have been where Tawana was at, like he would have probably not been an option either. But like she played that so well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you all played it really well, and they cornered you into the corner, and then you shot your shot, and you made it out. You made it out. I was amazed. I really was when I saw
Dude,
it.
so was I. I was like, what?
Yeah, can you describe for the listeners who may not understand like the
Mhm.
amount of pressure and the distance and just the atmosphere of the Beast games like in those situations?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you're pretty much like I wouldn't say trapped because you can leave, but you're in a brand new environment with a bunch of strangers, no technology allowed. Like they even took away my electric toothbrush. Like I couldn't do my hair, like nothing like that. And the only contact that you have are these strangers that are supposed to be your competitors, but at the same time, it's a social game from what you've noticed. So they're not entirely your enemies, but they're not entirely your friends. So it's more of an 24/7 uncomfortable situation. That's what Beast Games was. And I mean the bonds like were very strong. So then for me to have made it with these last 5 people, we had gone through a lot together. We had seen each other, gone through a lot. We knew each other's like hopes and dreams. We met each other's families, and now we were pinned against each other. And they all happened to come for me for hours. Oh my gosh, I was so sad. I was so sad. I just remember trying not to cry, and I remember like being like, you know what, I need to do something that they wouldn't expect because I thought that they expected me to get nervous and they expected me to like be really sad or like break down, but that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Um like I respected them to the point to where I was like, hey, you know what? Like if I beat these people, I want to make sure I do it in a way where like I feel honored myself. So I just started thinking about them and their personal lives and what they had told me and I was like, all right, Jeff is a dad. Gage works with children and so does Emma. Let me start calling them bullies. Maybe that will like give me a break or, like let me make them feel as uncomfortable and as scared as I am or let me try to catch them off guard to just give myself a little bit more time and who knows, maybe I make it in. And on the side, I also had like Jimmy coming up to me like, "Hey, you're about to get out. Like, hey, things aren't looking that great for you." Mac was like, "Do you even know how to shoot?" I was like, "Dude, leave me alone." Like, no, of course I don't know how to shoot. I did have Chandler. He was always like, "Hey, you've got this. Like, what ball do you want? What feels right?" And he was like, "Look, you can do it. You can do it. Just keep your cool." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, just keep my cool. Just keep my cool." So it was nice to have somebody like kind of there, like in my corner at least it's what it felt like, I don't know,
It almost
cause
seems like Mr. Beast had like a summer camp atmosphere in the whole Mr. Beast games. It was pretty cool, like how he had the. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It looked cold on the two pillars.
dude, well, honestly, no, like, the last episode when we were in there, because of all the lights and all the cameras, it was really hot. It was really hot. If I was shaking, it was just, like, out of fear. Like, episode 9 and 8 were extremely cold. We were in Toronto, Canada there, and I probably always had, like 4 or 5 layers of clothes under just to keep warm and then like 2 beanies on and like 2 pairs of gloves and we had like hand warmers as well. Like they gave us everything, but it was difficult to move at times. So I was glad that like the last set of challenges, it was warm enough to where we didn't have to layer up and we had full mobility and stuff. That was cool. Yeah.
Now, Yessie, how did you get along with the other players and crew?
I love the other players and crew. The only one that had like caught me off guard was JC, and it wasn't even after he took the money. When he took the $650,000 out of the million, I was like, okay, I saw that coming. He's a dad. We're getting close to the end. He probably doesn't know what he's getting away with. But that's like something concrete that he had there. He rubbed me the wrong way when we were on the tower and he knew that like he could see how much money people had and he was still asking me for money. I was like, all right, dude, that's not cool. It's like very greedy of you and like your words don't match with your actions and I'm a very action prone person, so yeah, I was like, okay, like we're cool, but we're not friends. Is how
There's a
I
lot of
would describe
strategy that
that.
goes into the Beast games.
Yeah, yeah, no, seriously, because I mean, like Michael, yeah, he took more money than what he needed, but like he never tried to be like, "Oh, hey, give me your money," or he was never like trying to play it off. He said, "These are my actions. I'm going to stand on them, and that's it." And I can respect that because even before he took the money, he said something to like Emma, Courtney, and I forgot who else was there, but he said, "You guys are young. You guys are going to be okay." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "So if you get the chance, you're going to screw me over. At least I know it's coming." Yeah, JC
Uh,
was just a different story in that way.
yeah, what
Yeah.
was Mr. Beast like in person?
Oh, Mr. Beast is so funny. Like he really is. Like he's just a guy. I remember I was I was having our lunch and at that point like we had our private chef and he would just like make us food and he would make these really good like lemon cakes. And I was probably like on my second one and I went and I opened it and Jimmy was like, "That looks good." And I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, these are really good. They're like making them here." I was like, "Okay." And he took my cake, dude. He took my cake. And I was like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, "What, don't they just make them there?" I was like, "I don't like that you took my cake." And he was like, "Are there not more?" And I was like, "Yes, there is more, but that was my cake." And he was like, it's too bad. And I was like, what? He was like, no, I'm kidding. I really have to go, but I really wanted to try it. Like, I'm sorry. And he was like laughing as he like left. There was also like another instance when we were on the towers and he would pick up, and I would pick up, and then he would just hang up, and then he would call me again, and I'd be like, dude, stop hanging up on me. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, stop, and then he would hang up. Like, no, he's just so funny. Um, yeah, what you get on the videos is exactly like who he is, like in person. And if you're looking for a light conversation, that's what he'll give you. If you ask him like a business question, like he'll go like very thoroughly into it. He's just, yeah, he's a nice guy. That's the best way I can describe Jimmy. Just a nice guy with the
Mr.
humor.
Beast, Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
what was Mr. Beast like as a host for the Beast games?
Dude, he was great. He just, like, I had never been on another show, but I had heard that in other shows, like if somebody misses a line or if somebody says something wrong, like you have to repeat things. But Jimmy, he would just like ask for the line. He would say the line once, like to himself, then he would say it to us, and then they'd be like, okay, we just want to get a different angle. So then he would repeat the line one more time. But that was it. It was so fast. Like, if it wasn't so many people that were there as contestants, I feel like we would have been done filming like a lot quicker than what we needed to be because for filming, we didn't have a set schedule. It was just kind of like, hey, we love this lighting. We're gonna go film in like an hour, or it was just all night or all morning or midday, whatever. You just had to be ready to go. And that included Jimmy. Like sometimes he'd be flying back in from doing another video, like in a different country. And he's like, okay, yeah, let me just chug this energy drink and, I'll be right out there. And he just had this high energy. Like me, if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm grumpy, dude. Like I'm so grumpy. And if I don't have like a snack or something, like I'm like a child. And he and he was just like in and out like that and still super nice and just professional. I was like, okay, like that's what somebody successful looks like. That's what I thought about Jimmy when like I saw him in action like that. Yeah.
Mr. Beast is extremely generous and even putting on a game show like he has. I mean, what
Yeah.
was it really like behind the scenes with the when the cameras weren't rolling?
Dude, it was so chill. Like we played Catan together with Jimmy. He would just talk to us. We would like anything we wanted to talk about. Like Jimmy was just there. Like, yeah, what else did we do? Like we played headbands. We played basketball together. Like, this is a thing. he gave us so much of his time, even though his schedule was so packed up. I was like, "How are you here right now?" And he was like, "Well, I'm just gonna sleep on the plane, and that should make up for this, and that. And I'm also thinking about making this video." And then he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, guys, do you guys want to see the video I just made? We still need to edit it." And his team is like, "Jimmy," and he's like, "No, it's cool. Like, who are they gonna tell?" And they were like, "Okay." And he would like show us his video. And I was like, "Dude, you literally don't even have to do that." Like, I don't know. It was super chill, like so laid back. It was, yeah, it was summer camp. It was definitely summer
Summer
camp.
camp at the Beast Games, and Mr.
Yeah,
Beast is
we,
so generous with his time and money. I mean, that's just so beautiful.
dude, it really is because I was not expecting that. Like I've done security at Allegiant Stadium before, and I've met like some famous people, but it's just kind of like they're just running and they're like, "Oh, that's that person." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Like they don't actually like stop and say hello. And when we had like first signed up for Beast Games, I remember his team had said, "Hey, you know what? Like, don't expect to meet Jimmy. Like, it's only gonna be if you make it to the end. Like, maybe like the last 100 people or something like that." And here was Jimmy, like surrounded by thousands of people that knew exactly who he was. And I mean, some questions that like some of the guys got asked were pretty mean. And just the fact that they were just super nonchalant and sweet and professional about things, I was like, wow. Like, for example, Carol, Carl got asked if how he felt about being like the most hated out of the whole Beast team, and I was like, "What? Like, did you really just ask him that? Like, that is so rude." And Carl was like, "It's okay." And he's like, "Honestly, it just depends on the day. Sometimes like it hurts more." I was like, dude, why would you put him in that position? But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're just they're just people. They're just so humane.
Now,
Yeah.
what's one of the most unforgettable moments on the Beast Games you've had?
One of the most unforgettable. Well, when we were doing the mental challenge, Carl fell off stage and it was pretty high. That was pretty funny. Like after we found out he was okay. That was pretty funny. I They didn't show this, but shoot, what is his name? I just completely blanked out on his name. He is an Irish fighter.
Oh, Conor McGregor?
Yes. Dude, how could I forget Conor McGregor's name? Yeah, we met Conor McGregor. So as our family's exiting out, Conor McGregor's coming in. I don't know why they didn't show like anything that was filmed with it. But that was
Conor
pretty
McGregor at the
cool.
Beast Games. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was just like super random, but also really cool because I mean, I could say I met Conor McGregor now on Beast Games. And, just Jimmy flying out my family, like, we had never been to Canada, and here we go. Like, all right, Jimmy, you gave us the experience of a lifetime. Like, there's just so much to be grateful for after coming out of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was it like having your family come visit you when you're going to almost win 10 million or $5 million at the time?
Dude, at that point, I just thought that the guys' alliance, which was the Avengers, I thought that they were just so well established that I wasn't gonna like make it past that episode. So when I'm talking to my family, I'm just like, "Hey guys, this is as far as I go. This is a situation unless something happens with that alliance, like I'm not gonna get any further." And they were like, "Dude, who cares? Like, look at what you're doing already. Like, this is so much fun." And, my parents, they don't really speak too much English. They just recently got their GED. Um, they passed the exam for that. So just having people like accommodate them and not make them feel like it's a hassle, that really touched my heart. And the fact that they even like showed me speaking Spanish to my parents, like especially with everything that's going on with like immigrants and whatnot, I didn't even think that that was gonna go on there, so I was very grateful about that. And they were just like seeing my parents even be there because they don't take days off of work. I was like, dude, what side quest did I unlock? Like, what are we doing right now?
No, it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing how, you had so many people support you, even on the show and after the show.
Yeah. I was not expecting that. Like, the person that disappears on social media, like, um, before the show started, I had maybe like 400 followers or something like that. And like before the last episode aired, I had like 14 million views on my profile. Like, I was like, what? Like, what are you guys looking at? I have like two pictures on there. It's so different. Yeah, it's everything's so new. And yeah, it's just it's so cool. Like I'm just so blessed. Like I'm like, what a little nobody like me. Like, what do I show these people?
Well, they're all proud of you. I know that, and even your local city that you grew up in were really proud of you. And can I ask you, what was it like stepping on the wrong tile and getting eliminated?
Dude, that was so funny. Like, I just remember thinking, like, of course I would do this, like they don't show this, and it's probably because I cursed, but like the last thing I say before I actually go on there, I say fuck it. Like those are literally my last words. I'm like, no, fuck it. Like I made her far enough. Like it's cool.
Just
And then
YOLO.
it all goes red, and Jimmy's like, oh my God, I can't believe she got it wrong in the first step. And I'm kind of just like, do I actually know the pattern or not? And I was like, oh man, I really want to know if I know the pattern or not. So then I just started doing it. And Jimmy's like, whoa, no, you've lost already. And I'm still ignoring him and I'm still going. And he's like, wait, does she actually know the pattern? And I finished and he's like, wait, let's have you do it again. But this isn't going to count. Like, you need to know that it's not going to count. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So after I did it, I was like, I remember I like held my face and I was like, wow.
It must have been heartbreaking.
Dude, it was just like in that moment, I just remember thinking like, wow. And like in Spanish, there's this thing that like you say like, ya ni chingo, like, am I for real right now? Like, am I for real? And I
You
was
you
like,
were
dude.
so confident going down there too.
And, it's funnier too because I got like halfway down and I was like, I don't know the first step. And I was like, trying to play it cool. And I'm like pacing back and forth, and Jeff is like, do you need help? I was like, do you happen to know where this started? Oh man, I just,
Which was really
like,
cool how Jeff actually, yelled it down to you won over.
dude, and that's the thing too, like, the way that they edited that, it wasn't completely like that either. It was eventually because when I had first asked Jeff for help, he was like, I think it's on the right side. And I was like, yeah, but is it this one or is it this one? And he was like, I don't know, like he didn't know either. So then like when I'm finally about to step in and I'm like, okay, whatever, I need to make my own decisions. If I win or if I lose, it's gonna be on me. I can't just like keep depending on people. And when I'm about to go, then that's when he's like, I think it's one to the right. And he goes, yeah, see, I think it's and, like, I'm already stepping by that point. I was like, "Oh, well, like, it is what it is." It was heartbreaking to, like, think about all of the things, all of the people that I wanted to help out, but I was like, "You know what? Like, I shouldn't have even been on this game to begin with, like, what are the chances of me making it to the end?" Like, it's very difficult to feel bad about yourself or to feel like a loser when you've gotten so much, like
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, how did you feel knowing that you made it to the final four, but you didn't win the island or the money?
dude, I when I when I first went into Beast Games, I remember thinking like because they ask you to do this video of like a minute and 30 seconds just talking about what you're expecting. And my expectations were just wanting to meet people, hopefully going to the island, and just getting away from my own life. And literally everything that I asked for, I got. Like, I saw everything through because I was like, I just want to make it as far as I'm like whoa, this is how far I made it. That's cool. And at the end of that, I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, fourth place, like not too shabby. Yeah,
Now, how
yeah.
has your life changed since being on the Beast Games?
Man, my life has changed very drastically. Like, it's like as soon as I got out of these games, the first thing that happened to me, my car broke down. Like it broke down like pretty bad. I had to dig into my savings. I got out of a very toxic relationship and I ended up getting stalked. So I had to leave my old apartment, had to move in with my cousin, and thank God he just has like a two-bedroom. And I lost my job. And at the same time, I'm like getting recognized like when I go somewhere, they're like, hey, can we take a picture? Like, oh, you're so inspiring. And I'm like, what am I inspiring you to do? So it's crazy that like I have so many unknowns in my life right now, but at the same time, I'm like at this high, like I feel so good and so confident. So I can say everything and everyone in my life has changed. Yeah, since these games, for sure.
Now, being on the Beast Games, what was your full experience like from beginning to end? If you could describe it to the listeners.
My experience being on these games is just unforgettable. Like, sometimes I just like I space out and I just think about being back there and I think about how great that was and what a great sense of community that was, how much networking I've done. It's just a blessing that I didn't even know I needed, and it was an experience that I didn't even think would be a possibility for somebody like me, just a small town girl who barely speaks English. It's just, oh man, it's incredible what taking a small step can do for you in the long run. Yeah.
Now, what would you tell others to sign up for future Beast Games for season 2 and season 3 just got approved? What
Mm.
would you tell someone that wants to sign up?
Stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. That's for sure. And really think about what you want to get out of the competition before you go in there. Like, if it is only money, like, okay, as soon as you get the opportunity, get that money and get out of there. But if you're curious about the games, about the strategy, about like bonding with people, get ready for a roller coaster of emotions.
Now, how do you feel about
Yeah.
Mr. Beast confirming season 2 and 3 of the games?
He's so cool. Yeah, Mr. Beast is just so cool. Like, dude, we were literally living out this man's dream. Like, he thought about this and now it's happening because him and his friends, like Tyler, Klitz, all of them were just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, all right, that is like, that's goals. Yeah, that's what I think.
Now, on your Instagram page, I really want to ask you this. It says, sometimes I take the wrong step. What does that mean to you right now?
I feel like I've just always taken the wrong step throughout my life, but I've been lucky enough that, I get a lesson that comes with that step. So taking a wrong step, I don't feel is necessarily wrong. It's just not what you know you needed at the time. Yeah.
Now, do you feel that like this experience helped you grow or change in any way?
Oh yeah, I feel like this has definitely helped me grow like tremendously. Like I think that I lacked a lot of confidence before going into Beast Games, and I also felt like I had set a line for myself and I told myself like, "Oh, I can't go past this. This is like my limitation. This is just where I'm at." And I felt kind of stagnant, kind of stuck regardless of like everything that I had been trying to do to get out of there. And not only did I like break that marker for myself, but I like raised it so far that I can't even see it. So I'm just yeah, I'm trying everything and anything and I'm going all in because that's the only way I know.
Yeah, especially when you get your back cornered into a corner and you get out of it like you did in the Beast games. I mean, keep pushing forward no matter what they say. We're gonna keep on rocking every single day. All right, this is the time I want to transition to the Friday mindset part of the show. I want to dig
Okay.
into your journey, your mindset, and the moments that shaped you. If I could start off, what's one truth about life you wish more people understood?
Mm. It's not that serious. Like, nothing is that serious, especially when emotions are involved, like emotions, they're not real. It's just something irrational. And although they're valid, like, just take a step back, you know? What
No,
about you?
I resonate with that because I have something written on my wall back there. It says, "Don't let your emotions control your reality."
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a very tough situation for a lot of people out there because they get their emotions all into their lifestyle, and it's not that good. I mean, sometimes sitting in a quiet room and just listening to your thoughts is the best therapy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's rough to get there. A book that actually kind of got me going into that type of mentality where it's like trying not to focus on my emotions and try to just focus on facts was The Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Yeah, it's on the title. But I always like to take a step back and see what I'm doing and see how I can make that better or see how I could be just a more caring and kind human being because I feel like that's something that lacks, like everybody needs a little bit of kindness in their life once in a while.
No, so true. And gratitude goes a far way
Yeah.
uh, for just knowing
Yeah,
what you have and who you have in your life.
absolutely. And it's just like gratitude also for the things that like you don't have. Like for example, yeah, I missed out on a lot of money, but in the mentality that I was in, if I would have had a lot of money, I would have been making a lot of like very wrong decisions and probably kept the wrong people around in my life. So I have gratitude for not getting that as well. Like, yeah, money's always going to be nice, but if you don't have like the knowledge on what to do with it or how to go about it, it's like, what help is it really to you? Seems more like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I have this saying that says, "What you are is God's gift to you, and what you do with it is your gift to God." And this is just your road that you went down, and you got eliminated. But hey, a lot came from it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I really love that. I've never heard that before. I really love that. Thank you for sharing that, Matthew.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And so it's like for luck. When people look at luck, like luck is being prepared for the opportunity, and opportunity is there all the time. So what
Mhm.
luck is to me is that.
I like that. I like that because I was actually just having a conversation today with a friend, and we were talking about how sometimes something just clicks and then everything just starts working out. I feel like that's kind of what Beast Games was for me, like, and I don't think that like my life falling apart right now. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I feel like things have to fall apart in order for new things to begin. So I'm actually very excited about not knowing. I'm very excited that, like I've been shown a certain potential and now I'm gonna dig into that and more into the unknown as well because that has gone very well for me. Yeah.
No, I love that because you put yourself in situations you don't feel comfortable in. That's where the most growth comes from.
Hmm. I agree.
And for you, especially for everyone out there listening, one door closes, another one will open.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree. And I think that it's easy to say, well, that's not gonna happen to me, like I'm just this ordinary person or there's nothing special about me. Well, this is coming from an ordinary, not that special girl, and I made it that freaking far for literally no reason. Like it was just there,
Hmm.
like I think that I think that the universe really wants us to succeed. And like you said, you just have to be ready for the go. And I very much believe in karma. So I try to make sure that the actions that I take, even though they're for my benefit, that I'm not going to be like messing somebody over or, like making anybody feel bad about themselves. I think that that's like really important for me because my ultimate passion is to help people out. I just haven't found my right click yet, but I'm hoping to get there sooner than later.
Now, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received. I really like sharks. And specifically great white sharks. I've always wanted to go cage diving with them or just like free diving with them. I think that that would be cool, but I think I'd be too scared for free diving. So it'll probably be cage diving. But the thing about sharks, they work independently, which means that whatever they do takes a little bit more effort and they don't actually sleep. They have to keep moving in order for them to be able to breathe underwater, or else they can actually drown. It's so random.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, so somebody once told me if you want to be a shark, you can't be afraid of a lonely road, and you can't complain when everything's so difficult when you chose a difficult path. And I was like, okay. And everything in my life I've chosen. I've made that a thing. So anything that does come into my life, whether it seems negative or positive at that time, like I just accept it with a lot of gratitude. But that really stuck with me, and I think about just keep swimming, like okay, Dory might be able, like you can start a new page as many times as you need. You don't necessarily need anything, but it's just having the courage to do that. That takes a lot. So it's something that very much stuck with me. And I mean, I think I probably heard that when I was like in middle school or elementary. Yeah, I don't know when my uncle said that to me, but
No,
it
having
stuck.
great courage to do anything. I mean, even for me to press
Yeah.
record on a podcast, it takes courage. I mean, most people it takes true strength. That's what it really takes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people out there. If you want to go chase something, go chase your dreams because your dreams will not chase you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just kind of like starting is probably going to be the most difficult thing, And after that, like what? It's just going to be another Tuesday, you know, another Friday, right?
Every day is Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you're chasing your dream, shouldn't every day be Friday for you? Like, isn't that that mentality? At least that's what I get from that. Like when I heard your podcast was every day is Friday, I was like, oh wow, this guy must have great energy, and you certainly do. I like how efficient you are and how thorough you are with your questions and your answers because you don't say much, but you say a lot. Yeah.
I put in a lot of work. I appreciate you saying that. And to anyone out there, like how you want to do anything, just press record. Put yourself in situations you don't feel comfortable in. I always wanted to
Yeah.
do something like this, and I'm naturally curious at heart. I put myself in situations, and you grow great relationships through just building yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about the journey. That's what I love to say. It's about the journey, not the destination, but the personal development throughout the journey. That's what really makes it special.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And like I said, I was watching some of your other interviews, and you can just tell you're being genuine, And I mean, sometimes I record these videos or something like I've been making a lot of those like dance videos, but I'm not coordinated. So so I'm really awkward and I can tell that I'm awkward and I'm sure other people can tell that I'm feeling like very awkward in there. But I put it out there just to kind of show people like, hey, you can be weird and still put yourself out there. Like I don't I don't want to shield those imperfect parts of me. Like if anything, I kind of want to celebrate those because I mean, it's this weirdo that got me onto these games. Like, it's it's this missing the wrong step body that has given me health to like be able to walk, to be able to have all of my memories and make all of my relationships with my friends, you know? Like I feel like there's just so much we can boast about, you know? And I think that when you highlight these qualities that you don't feel like are your best ones is when you find the best people that you could possibly have in your life. Like, oh man. And I met a bunch of them at these games too. It was crazy. I was like, whoa. It's like, why are there so many like-minded people here? It just it doesn't make sense. Like I still keep in touch with like 60 of them, you know? Like that's a
It's
lot
so
to
cool.
me.
That's so cool how you stayed in touch with a lot of the contestants from the Beast games like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean like, you know, whenever I see them like I'm very like I'm genuinely so happy and so excited to like see them. I'm like just filled with awe and with love and like seeing them post and stuff. Like I want to be their hype woman. I'm like, oh yeah, let me repost that. Let me like make sure that they're getting love on here. Um, you know, it's just yeah, just being on these games, it was awesome because I got this huge networking like and all I had to do was just be myself and people accepted that. I was like, "What? Okay."
And compete for $5 million.
Dude, come on. Like, you know, if I can't trust these people who I trusted with $5 million, like who can I really trust?
Yeah, what was it like telling your parents you're going on a game show on Mr. Beast game show?
Oh my gosh, dude. They thought I was getting kidnapped. They were like, "You're getting kidnapped." Like, "Oh, you stupid girl." And I was like, "No, this is real." And I'm like texting my cousin. I was like, "Hey, this is real, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's real." I'm like, "Yeah, it's real, guys." They were, oh my gosh, they were so afraid. Yeah, they were like in disbelief, and they had also never heard of Mr. Beast, so we started watching his videos together, and they were like, "Why does this guy just give out money? Like, what's his deal?" And I was like, "He just likes doing that." Like, yeah, yeah.
Like I just want to circle back to some of the other questions.
Mhm.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Michael Scott.
So true. It's so true.
Yeah, I just, dude, I'd rather embarrass myself like a million times with a billion more people then wonder. Like, that would kill me, Matthew. Like, me wondering, like, what if I would have done this? Or if I would have done that instead? Like, nah, I laid everything out. I did everything I wanted to do. I mean, you know, minus walking away with some money, like that would have been nice. But it's yeah, I just it's too much of a great experience to make it a negative one. Like, come on, you
No,
know.
100% true. From because you were on Mr. Beast games, your own page actually, your influencing page actually grew, you know?
Dude, yeah, like I never even thought I was gonna have like a large following or anything like that. Like I was honestly planning on deleting all of my social media after Beast Games. Um, but then I decided not to keep in contact with everyone and just see what would come out of it. And to this day, like I still haven't gone through all of my messages because I still get more messages. And it's mainly about the show and like people telling me like how they felt watching it or how they've been like in similar situations where they felt like they were not somebody's favorite or just not like a crowd favorite, you know? And it's just like essentially like, okay, like there's more me's out there or there's more people that can relate. Like, why am I gonna take that away if my biggest passion in life is helping people? If me being present and just showing a little bit about myself is gonna help someone, then so be it, you know? Like the best things come out of when you're uncomfortable in a safe place, you know, in a safe place. Wait. Yeah.
Now, with you being a first generation citizen here, What was
Mhm.
something significant from your childhood that shaped you into who you are today?
Oh man, something significant out of my childhood. I just, well, one, having to like network, like I was kind of like the translator for my parents, like anything that they needed, like to pay a bill, to ask about a bill, to get insurance, anything like that. Like I had to translate all of that. And if I didn't know it, like my parents were like, really, why are you going to school? I was like, dude, this is not what we learned. Um, so just being comfortable with like talking to people and then also knowing when to shut up, like I feel like there were so many people that rub people the wrong way. And it's not even that they were like bad people. It was just like they said too much at the wrong time. So I think that that like really helped me out. And then honestly, just being Hispanic, like I found a lot of other like um a lot of other Hispanic people that were there and we never said anything to each other. We were never like, oh, hey, you know what? Like, we're both Hispanic. Let's start an alliance. But there was just like a sense of home to them. So I feel like that really helped me out too. And I think that the most important one is just being able to laugh everything off because there's a lot of things that they don't show, a lot of stupid moments that I had, like a lot more than just missing the step. And I'm just like laughing it off and being able to just do that after like a significant loss or um like something really embarrassing that really helped me out like because people would just get stuck in their heads and after that like they would immediately lose. Like I saw it happen too many times. So, yeah, I guess just being able to like seeing being able to see a shit situation and being like, all right, that's what they have. Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty cool legacy that you're leaving by being on the biggest game show ever filmed and by you getting eliminated by the wrong step.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see season 2 and see who the next like fourth place person is and how they get there. It's also like sounds kind of mean too at the same time, but like there has to be fourth place. And I'm just like excited to see what Jimmy comes up with this time around. I still have my contract with them until August, so I may or may not be in there. We'll see.
Well, if
Yeah.
Jimmy's listening to this one, I did sign up for season 2. I don't think I made the casting for it, but season 3, if Jimmy's listening, I would love to be on Beast Games.
Hey, let's get this guy on Beast Games for sure. Dude, that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I think that everybody should.
since I interviewed Michael House, Queen, and you, I think I'm a good contestant. You know, I would love to be on the Beast Games and compete for however much money he wants.
Yeah, he's keeping it more hush this time and yeah, I'm rooting for you. I don't know what you did for your audition video, but I hope it was something that like, it's gonna be memorable.
I tried my best with it. I think I uploaded a little bit later than I didn't know about it until like a little bit late. I think they're shooting
It's
right
okay.
now. I think they're shooting season
Mhm.
2 right now in May.
They are gonna be shooting towards the end of May, yeah. That's
So
when it like all starts.
so I'm
Yeah.
I'm guessing I didn't make the cut for that one because I applied a little bit later. But season 3, I'll apply again, and I'm looking forward to seeing if I can be on the Beast Games and see Jimmy himself.
Oh, dude, I so hope you get in. Yeah, I'm rooting for you.
And the show is called Every Day is Friday, and Friday has a special energy, whether it's freedom, excitement, or just feeling of accomplishment after a long week. I want to hear from you. What does Friday mean to you?
Oh, dude, Friday is just like a chill day, it's me day. Friday is for me. Like, what do I feel like doing? Am I gonna go work out? Am I gonna go lounge by the pool? Am I gonna hang out with some friends? And am I gonna edit some content? Like, Friday is just good all around for doing everything and nothing at all, just depending on how that Friday feels. because
Bring
it
yeah,
depends what Friday had to carry that week, you know?
yeah, bring that energy into everyday life, that every day is Friday energy. And this is your chance to leave the listeners with something powerful. Is there anything else you want to share?
Um, just because you don't feel special doesn't mean that you can't do special things. All you got to do is take the risk and put in the work. Whatever that work looks like, just don't give up. Yeah.
Don't give up and just keep swimming. And all your information will be in the description down below. But I want to make sure that people know where to find you. Where can people follow and support your work?
So I have YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Yessie the Bear for all of them.
And that's a wrap for this episode. I think a lot of listeners got a lot of value out of this, and it's been an awesome conversation. I appreciate you being here and sharing your stories and experiences.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Like this, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Also, really excited for you. Like, I really do hope that you get into Beast Games. I feel like everybody should try this out, like at least once or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I have all the requirements. I have a passport. I have some time to go play the Beast games, and it'll be experienced like you just shared, like no other. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I can join Mr. Beast on the Beast games for season 3 or season 2 if he can get back to me. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, dude, seriously. I I know that they're still calling people back right now. They haven't stopped they haven't stopped recruiting yet. Um, did you get an email saying like, "Oh, like thanks for
Yeah,
signing up and stuff?"
I gotta thank you
Okay.
for applying, and it was
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. I mean, I've interviewed Michael House, I interviewed Queen, and now I've
Yeah.
interviewed you from the Beast Games. I think my resume should be enough, but who knows, Even if there's a season 4 or 5, I'm still gonna apply, and hopefully the people see me out there on the Beast Games competing for the big bucks themselves. Or I mean, like they had Lamborghinis, islands, money. I mean, it was crazy how they just Teslas.
Yeah.
The game show was absolutely crazy. The giveaways they were given, and a lot of people walked away with nothing, but just the experience alone, that's what I would take away from it.
Yeah, no, dude, it is so worthwhile. And just the way like the Beast team takes care of you after as well, like any questions that you have, anything that you want to do, like I was like, "Hey, how do you usually edit?" And they were like, "Oh, yeah, just like download this and like do this, like make sure you're posting at least like 2 to 3 times a week." Like and I was like, "They didn't even have to do that. I didn't even win," you know? Like but it's just the fact that they're just people looking out for people. Yeah, it's great. It's something awesome, like, to work with them. Even if you don't just sign up for Beast Games, like, you should totally just sign up to be in one of Jimmy's, YouTube videos. Like, I think you should subscribe on his channel or something like that. Um, but yeah, he just sets you up. Like, it's like you just have to be in once and you're like, "Good." When does that happen? Like, what other employer does that?
I'm waiting for my opportunity, and if it's on YouTube or the Beast Games, either or, I mean, I would love to just be on his show. I mean, I'm just a normal person like you, and I believe anything is possible out there, and through networking and things like this, hard work can get you places where you never thought you would be.
Yeah,
And
no,
yeah, no, I just want to say I appreciate you being on the show.
yeah, well, thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, looking forward to the results and we can collab with it too.
Oh, 100%. I'll
Like,
collab with you on Instagram, and maybe we'll tag Jimmy and Mr. Beast's team as well, and hopefully you can get me on the show. And like I was
yeah,
saying, I appreciate you being on the show. And to the listeners, stay tuned for more amazing stories on Every Day is Friday Podcast 365. If you enjoyed this, make sure to follow, share, and keep that Every Day is Friday mindset going. Till next time, stay inspired and make every day feel like Friday. Until next time.
bye everyone.
Every day.